For a weekend during my study abroad experience, I visited Barcelona. I met up with my best friend Audrey from UCSB, who was studying in Rome. We hadn't seen each other in months, which was the longest we had been apart since we met freshman year of college. It was great to be reunited with Audrey, but it did feel a little bit strange jumping back into our friendship after only being able to text and call for months. Then, the weekend took a turn when we visited the Sagrada Familia. The church really moved me and broke my expectations, just like my study abroad experience did. Going to the Sagrada Familia, I didn't know what to expect. People had told me it would be beautiful, but I'm not religious, so churches have never really piqued my interest. There was also some insecurity between me and Audrey, because we had both changed so much since we had last seen each other. Going abroad, I also didn't have many expectations. Before I left, I considered studying abroad as just a few months of traveling, not really much more. I knew I would meet people, but I wasn't expecting to make any close relationships. When I entered the Sagrada Familia, I was overwhelmed with emotions. I was pleasantly surprised, and it was unlike anything I had ever seen before. I was so in awe of the beauty of the architecture surrounding me that I felt a sort of love towards it. When I first arrived in Prague, I felt similar emotions. It was unlike any experience I had ever had. I was never so independent before. The freedom of going abroad made me feel so many things at once, and I was consumed by joy and a craving for adventure. As I walked through the Sagrada Familia with Audrey, I was intrigued to explore and learn more about this beautiful place. I spent a long time taking pictures with my camera and playing with the abundance of colors that shine throughout. I even read about the artist Gaudi, which helped me expand my view of religion and understand why so many people could find faith here. As I spent more time abroad, I was also motivated to learn more, but this time I learned about myself. I learned what I like, the people I want to surround myself with, and the kind of life I want to lead in the future. I also learned how to be interculturally competent, even if it was hard. Finally, what surprised me the most is that the Sagrada Familia brought me closer to Audrey. Together, we bonded over our awe for the church, and we started to feel that spark of our friendship ignite once again. In our feelings of raw emotions, we sat down in the pews and expressed our gratitude for each other. In that moment, I realized how lucky I was to have such a great best friend as her. In the same way, what surprised me the most about my study abroad experience was the personal connections I made. I made fast friends that developed into close relationships that I had never really expected to have. In all, going to the Sagrada Familia and studying abroad both taught me that expectations don't mean much. I've decided that from now on, I'm always going to let life surprise me.